Hello and good evening and welcome back to the Grumpy Shed. It is raining outside, so I'm going to do some inside stuff because of course motorbikes are soluble in rain. So today we're going to look at this heftier than I thought it was piece of equipment. This is Vulcanet. It was highly praised online as a way of a water-free way of cleaning your bike. So since it's pissing down outside and this hasn't had a wash in a week or two, I'm going to give it a go. It just arrived today. Okay, so Vulcanet, it is a big old tube with a load of wet wipey looking things in there, and in the cap there is a sort of a microfiber cloth type thing, which is a microfiber cloth. It's different on the two sides, and basically you're supposed to take 2 or 3 of these and just wipe down your bike with them and then wipe them down with a cloth, and that is apparently supposed to be a decent wash for the bike minus water. So let's see how it turns out. Let's look at the bike first and see just how covered in gick it is. Yeah, there's the stuff from, don't know if you can see it on the camera there, stuff from just rain and the dirt that's in the rain, and it always shows up on the black here, and it does wheels as well. The Vulcanet is supposed to, and yeah, the swing arm is kind of all covered in gick and general road gick. I like to try and give the bike a decent wash every week or so, but sometimes it just isn't practical, or you're stupidly lazy, which is me. I am stupidly lazy. So also a load of flies and bugs and shit on the front, so we'll see how it copes with that. Alright, let's give it a go. Alright, well, there is a sort of a solventy smell of it, which is a little bit worrying, but what can you do? We will take our word for it. There's plenty of YouTube videos and etc. online of chaps using these on their expensive supercars, so let's assume it's all right on my moderately fancy motorcycle. So you get it wiped on there, and you get your cloth and wipe it off. And straight away, actually, what's that? It's a little scrape. Straight away, especially here, it's looking real nice. It's not streaky and it's not shitty looking. It's kind of nice and shiny, and shows up the finish of the bike without it being too streaky. So, of course, this is not a particularly dirty part, so let's try it on a gicky part of the bike. So the swing arm on this and the GS before can get properly nasty, and it's hard to tell how this is doing because you could pretty much get a wet cloth and create this effect, but it's looking fairly shiny. We'll see after I dry it off, and I guess the proper test will be how it does after I actually bring it out. You know, if whether you bring it out and every bit of dirt on the road fucking sticks to it afterwards. So let's wipe it down with this and give it a look. Alright. Well, that swing arm is looking delightful. Let's see how the rest of the bike does. I won't bore you with the details. Okay, that's 2 wipes down. 1 to go, and we're mostly actually done for a quick wipe. One part I am super impressed with is, check out the can. You can almost see your face in it, and that was pretty gicked up. There was lots of little tar spots on it and stuff like that, and this appeared to, it didn't get rid of everything, but it got rid of like big tar spots and shit like that. This also works on your seat, so the seat got a bit of a going over, and it's looking a little nicer now. So let's see what it does for these bugs. Yeah, those things are just fucking lifting straight away. Just the old half dead, half of bugs. You just give them a little wipe and off they come. That's fucking savage, look at that. And it's just, it doesn't seem to be horribly corrosive or anything, but like any sort of dirt or gick that's usually beaten onto the bike seems to be shifting fairly quickly with this stuff. So hopefully I don't come out tomorrow and all my paint's gone, but as I said, I've seen more expensive machines than this being done with these, and they appear to be alright. And the one thing I guess you'd get with these that you wouldn't get with, doesn't appear to be streaking. A lot of the time if you use like wet wipes or other sort of wipes, you know, you wipe it off and it just streaks and it looks shit. Alright, here's the big test. Get the front of this yoke. Okay. And the gick just comes straight off. So this is the shitty, dirtiest part of these bikes usually, but that appears to be, that's actually shining up just from a bit of a wipe. That's decent, isn't it? Now obviously I'm not doing a proper going over here, I'm just kind of getting the worst of the gick off of everything, but it does appear to be doing what it says on the tin. And as they were saying, you can do your wheels with the dirty ones according to the instructions, even if they're a bit grubby and you don't want to be wiping this all over your seat. You can do your wheel rims and your tires themselves with the slightly more grubby ones, and that is shining up nicely. Look at that. It's probably hard to see on the camera, but it just is going from covered in gick to pretty nice with just a single wipe. Just do the sides of the tires. Clean as a whistle. Well, not clean as a whistle. It's obviously not a proper deep clean, but it's cleaner than you get with a hose and a brush in a fucking garage forecourt, certainly, and it's nice and shining up. Okay, not obvious to the video, but there's a spruced up bike, not a squeaky clean bike, but certainly looking a lot nicer and less streaky and shitty looking than it was, even down to the shitty old swing arm, the innards of those tires. It always looks like hell, and to see your face in it, end can. So happy out. That took about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes for a decent wipe down, including all the gicky bits. I believe you get a lot of these. Okay, it's not telling me how many you get, but it's a reasonable amount. That's a few washes, certainly, and your cloth then folds up and goes back in the cap here. Get in there, figure that. There. That sits up on your shelf, looking all nice and not like a big thing of wet wipes. Not like fucking these things. Do not use them to clean your bike. Cheers.